Assalamualaikum and good evening. Sarawak is now on the global stage and increasingly recognized worldwide, so much so that it is likened to a jewel of Malaysia, not only because of its rich natural resources, but also the uniqueness of its multiracial community living in peace and harmony. The Sarawak Governor Tun Pehin Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar said that this recognition is also driven by the successful development of sustainable industries spearheaded under the leadership of the Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Datuk Abang Openg. According to him, Sarawak's position on the international stage aligns with the theme of this year's Sarawak Day celebration, Sarawak Maju Makmur, Prosperous and Progressive Sarawak, which reflects the holistic development leap that is currently and will continue shaping the state's future.
Melalui hala tuju ini, Sarawak terus komited sebagai pelopor agenda kelestarian di rantau ini. Usaha ini akan membuka ruang ekonomi bernilai tinggi yang mampu melonjakkan taraf hidup serta menyediakan peluang kerjaya berkualiti demi masa depan anak-anak muda kita. Oleh itu, tumpuan kerajaan akan terus digandakan bagi merapatkan jurang digital dan ekonomi. Tumpuan utama adalah memperkasakan infrastruktur luar bandar, memperkukuhkan rantaian terjaminan makanan, serta menyediakan ekosistem sokongan buat mendepani fasa penuaan masyarakat.
He said this in a special message in conjunction with Sarawak Day 2026. He added that the government will also continue to focus on efforts to bridge the digital and economic divides through rural infrastructure development, strengthen food security chains, and provide an ecosystem to face the challenges of an aging society. The development of highly knowledgeable and skilled human capital is the main key to ensuring that Sarawak continues to emerge as a developed, prosperous and resilient region by 2030. Tun Pehin Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi urged parents, educators, educational institutions and anak Sarawak to continue instilling a culture of loving knowledge and exploring the fields of science, technology, engineering, artificial intelligence, the digital economy and innovation. He said that the world is changing rapidly and Sarawak must ensure that the younger generation is not merely able to adapt the change but also emerge as leaders who create solutions, explore new opportunities and build the future of this region with expertise, critical thinking as well as high integrity values.
Saya berharap agar lebih ramai anak-anak Sarawak dapat mengisi peluang dalam industri berteknologi tinggi, ekonomi hijau, tenaga boleh diperbaharui, kecerdasan buatan ataupun AI, penyelidikan dan pembangunan serta bidang-bidang strategik yang sedang berkembang pesat di peringkat global. Janganlah kita sekadar menjadi pengguna kepada teknologi yang dicipta oleh orang lain. Tetapi berusahalah menjadi pencipta, penyelidik, jurutera, usahawan dan pemimpin yang mampu menghasilkan inovasi serta penyelesaian untuk manfaat masyarakat. Itulah asas kepada sebuah Sarawak yang benar-benar maju, berdaya saing dan makmur.
AirBorneo is expected to open a flight route to Jakarta, Indonesia, within 2 months following the allocation of operating space for the Sarawak-owned airline at the Jakarta International Airport. Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari said the development marked another critical measure in AirBorneo's efforts to expand its flight network in the ASEAN region.
Jakarta very soon, within these 2 months. Actually, we have been allocated the space in the international airport of Jakarta already.
He said this at the press conference after officiating the departure of AirBorneo's inaugural flight for the Kuching-Kuala Lumpur route at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport on Monday. Meanwhile, he explained that after commencing flight operations to Singapore in conjunction with Sarawak Day on 22nd July, AirBorneo will continue to expand its network to Jakarta as part of its strategy to strengthen economic ties and regional networks. AirBorneo is not just a commercial airline but acts as an air bridge that links Sarawak with the world in an effort to strengthen the connectivity for the people and boost the state's economic growth. The Sarawak Premier said that the concept is in line with the approach of the Sarawak government, which has built more than 20 bridges across the state in recent years to improve land connectivity.
Take AirBorneo as a bridge because we are on an island and you don't expect people to swim across South China Sea. So what we do is we treat our airline as an air bridge.
He added that similar to the construction of a bridge that connects communities throughout Sarawak, AirBorneo will play a crucial role in connecting citizens, investors and tourists through a wider flight network. Meanwhile, he explained the approach is also supported by a different business model, with the Sarawak government bearing part of the fixed cost, while the company's operations are carried out commercially to ensure its competitiveness and sustainability. The celebration of Sarawak Day must continue to serve as a symbol of the state's progress built on the foundation of unity, integrity and moral values, in line with Sarawak's aspirations to emerge as a leader in the digital economy, technological innovation and sustainable development. Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari said that the progress that Sarawak is experiencing in the field of artificial intelligence AI, renewable energy and green transformation must always be guided by values, ethics and wisdom. According to him, sustainable development is not only measured through physical progress and economic growth, but also depends on the strength of integrity, compassion and character of the community.
Technology must always be guided by values, ethics, and wisdom. Material progress without moral sustenance is empty. Economic wealth without spiritual health is unsustainable. Physical development alone cannot define a successful society if it is not accompanied by integrity, compassion, and strong moral characters. This is why religions continue to play an indispensable role, although we profess different faiths and traditions.
He said this through the text of speech read by Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Ahmad Professor Dr. Sim Kui Hian during the Interfaith Thanksgiving ceremony in conjunction with 2026 Sarawak Day celebration in Cebu on Monday. Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari added that Sarawak Day is not just a commemoration of the historic moment of 22nd July 1963, but rather a vehicle for strengthening the spirit of unity, mutual respect and shared responsibility among people of various races and religions. The unity of the people and efforts to defend Sarawak's right under the Malaysia Agreement 1963 MS63 must continue to be strengthened to ensure that the state's future remains determined by Sarawakian themselves. Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Ahmad Douglas Uga Embah stated that Sarawak Day is not merely about commemorating history but also serve as a reminder that every generation bears the responsibility to build a more progressive, prosperous and united Sarawak.
Hak ini bukan untuk kepentingan politik semata-mata, tetapi untuk memastikan masa depan Sarawak terus ditentukan oleh rakyat Sarawak sendiri demi kesejahteraan generasi yang akan datang.
He added that the Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS government will continue to defend the state's right as enshrined in MA 63, in addition to continuing the development agenda guided by the Post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030 PCDS 2030. Dato' Ahmad Douglas also described the success of changing Bintulu port status from a federal port to a state port as another important achievement in efforts to strengthen Sarawak's autonomy and rights. The celebration of Sarawak Day continues to serve as an important platform in commemorating the history of the state's formation while simultaneously strengthening the spirit of unity and identity of its multiracial people. Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awan Tengah Ali Hassan said that the historic moment of 22nd July marks the beginning of Sarawak administration by locals, thereby forming the foundation for the state's journey as a sovereign region prior to the formation of Malaysia. According to him, the success enjoyed by Sarawak today is the result of the unity of its multiracial people, as well as the leadership, past and present, committed to driving the state towards continuous progress.
Dalam semangat Hari Sarawak, kita turut menyaksikan kemajuan negeri yang semakin kukuh melalui transformasi ekonomi baharu yang dipacu oleh tenaga boleh diperbaharui, ekonomi digital serta industri bernilai tinggi.
He said various state government initiatives, including the implementation of free higher education for Sarawakian children as well as infrastructure development such as roads, bridges and rural connectivity networks, continue to empower the well-being of the people. He also emphasized that the development efforts undertaken do not merely involve physical infrastructure, but opens the way to a more prosperous and inclusive future for all Sarawakians. Sarawak civil servants must move from being policy implementers to gatekeepers or facilitators and drivers of database development to ensure Sarawak continues to face the era of digitalization. Sarawak Secretary Dato' Amar Muhammad Abu Bakar Marzuki said that the change in role required civil servants to have tenacity, willingness to change, as well as continuous commitment to improve their digital skills, data literacy, and the ability to think critically and innovatively.
Ini memerlukan kecekalan, kesediaan untuk berubah dan semangat untuk terus belajar. Justru anggota Peribatan Awam Sarawak dituntut agar terus meningkatkan kemahiran digital dan literasi data serta membina keupayaan berfikir secara kritis dan inovatif dalam menepani persekitaran global yang semakin kompleks serta dipacu oleh teknologi.
Meanwhile, he explained that the civil servant must practice the 3R principles of revisit, rethink, and recharge to ensure that the public sector is always agile in adapting to the changes and demands of digitalization. He said that the next 5 years are expected to be more challenging, but he expressed confidence that teamwork, integrity and high commitment will enable the Sarawak Civil Service to continue to strengthen its role as the main driver of the state's development. And that's the English edition with me, Fida'iy Hannan Sahni. More news can be found in our official portal ukas.sarawak.gov.my and social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube. We conclude tonight's UKAS Bulletin with displays from the Sarawak Day 2026 message from Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Ahmad Profesor Dr. Simku Hian. Hashtag Saluran Informasi Rakyat. Have a good night.
Second of July every year, it is not just a public holiday in Sarawak. Adinang gazetted it in 2016 as Sarawak Independence Day. So, 22nd or July every year, Sarawakian, no matter where you are in the world, you must always come together to celebrate because you're anak Sarawak. And it is a day that you celebrate in your own ways. For us in Sarawak, there are always Sarawak government official functions on rotation throughout all the various towns and cities every year, so that it's inclusive. So do come and join us beramai-ramai. This day is very important. 22nd July is a very important reminder to all Sarawakians what we have achieved and what else we need to do for Sarawak nation building. Selamat Hari Sarawak, and jangan tengok saja.
Selamat Hari Sarawak.
Selamat Hari Sarawak. Selamat Hari Sarawak.
Selamat Hari Sarawak.
Selamat Hari Sarawak.
Selamat Hari Sarawak.
Selamat Lau Sarawak.
Selamat Hari Sarawak.
Selamat Hari Sarawak.
Okey, semoga bumi Kejalang terus maju, makmur dan diberkati.
Terima kasih semua untuk Sarawak, Abang Jo, sehat.
Jaga Sarawak, itu Sarawak. Huha.
Ingin mengucapkan selamat menyambut Hari Sarawak kepada semua warga Sarawak.
Semoga maju makmur, jaga Sarawak, into Sarawak.
Hello, Sarawak Day 快乐，希望沙劳越越来越进步，越来越繁荣。
Jabatan Bomba dan Penyelamat Negeri Sarawak mengucapkan
Selamat Hari Sarawak kepada semua warga Sarawak. Semoga Sarawak terus maju dan makmur.
Segulai sejalai sempena Hari Sarawak tu.
Semoga Sarawak maju makmur. Terima kasih.
Selamat Hari Sarawak. Semoga Sarawak terus cemerlang dan sejahtera. Oh ha.